All right, folks, we got 500 days without MCU, the longest year of our lives, and it's back. Wandavision. All right, folks, welcome back to the SF Comic Book Company. Today, we're doing our recap after show for Vision and the Scarlet Witch. We did this for The Mandalorian, so we're doing this for WandaVision. Pretty much the Disney Plus shows or any big show comes out, we have time for. We're going to try to do an after show for it because it's kind of fun. So we got WandaVision. So it's been 500 days, I believe, a year and a half without MCU. Yeah, last year got fucked up. I think this got pushed back also. So welcome my co-host, Nip. How you doing?
Barely awake. This is early morning for me. Fuck. I'm here. I stayed up late watching the show.
Yeah, I watched it like about 12. Yeah, I was like, fucking, I'm up. I might as well watch it. So yeah, we're this is gonna be a full spoilers. So if you haven't watched the episode, go watch the episode and then come back and watch this. The first two episodes have come out last night. I'm here. It's a mixed bag. A lot of people are. I've gotten a lot of texts this morning about people are, what the fuck was that? What the hell was this? A very interesting take. I'm glad they released the first two episodes, because if that was just, the first episode was the only indication what we're going to get, I would have been kind of already checked out. But what was your overall thoughts, man? Your initial thoughts?
I gotta tell you. I mean, I told you really quick. I was a little bit disappointed. I felt like I knew it was gonna be somewhat like this, but I figured like it would be a lot. I didn't think they do 2 episodes. We talked about it, I think, last night. Yesterday we had talked, and I told you I thought the first episode would be slow, but they'd probably kick it into gear for the second one. That's why they're releasing 2 at the same time. But I don't think they kicked it into gear fast enough. I think they kind of lagged. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to pay homage to all these old shows, but it's like, do I really need to see a parody of Scarlet Witch and fucking Vision doing I Love Lucy? Like, I mean, some of it's funny and stuff like that, but I just hope it picks up.
Yeah, I think it kind of like, I understand what they're trying to do, but I thought it would be, I didn't know we are going to get a whole episode of the damn sitcom. Like, I thought it would be like, all right, we'll start off first 10 minutes in the sitcom. Right? Then we'll see somewhat what's happening in the real world. We got kind of that towards the end of the second episode, which I kind of dug. I liked when it started getting trippy and like the wall was starting to break down and stuff when she started to flip out. Like that dinner scene when the dude was choking. She's the mom from That 70 Shows telling her to stop and stuff. So I kind of, that's the stuff I want to see more of. And towards the end of the second episode, you're kind of starting to get more of that. So I was like kind of digging that a little more, like when it was getting a little more trippy or a little more like the reality is breaking down. But yeah, definitely, I think it's definitely a slow start. I'm glad they released the first 2. Supposedly, a third episode that's where it's going to really pick up. And so I kind of wish they released that one too. Might as well release the first 3 and let people know how the show's going to be. But yeah, I thought the acting was kind of charming. I thought she was good, like her acting, like getting that the era of acting down. Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch. I thought she did a good job, kind of like being that old sitcom kind of character. Vision was fine. He just kind of plays the Vision. Paul Bettany's a good actor, but yeah, I don't know. I felt kind of underwhelmed. I thought, I like the sitcom. I grew up with Nick and Knight and stuff. I watched the old sitcoms back in the day, like on the reruns and stuff. So it definitely pays homage to that. But I wanted more of. Let me know what this world is. Let me know what this is supposed to be. So hopefully the next episode picks up a lot. But kind of underwhelming for the first 2. But I did like it towards the end of the second episode. I thought when shit was kind of going down around him, I thought that was cool.
I agree with you. The acting was good. Acting definitely was solid. I don't agree with the direction they kind of went, but the acting itself was on point.
She's good. I think this is her best like performance, really. Like, because in the movies, like Wanda, Yeah, it's kind of real known. She had a couple lines here and there. Didn't really have anything fleshed out. Like in the Infinity War, it was a little bit more. Like you got to see their relationship, and you got to see a little bit more of them. But this is them actually doing stuff. And so, if you know the comics, Vision and the Scarlet Witch were a big part of the comics. Their relationship was a big part of the Marvel universe, like the early, like probably towards the late '70s, early '80s. All through the '80s, they had a very volatile relationship. Of course, Vision's a robot, and she's a mutant, and she has these witch powers. And they kind of cover all this stuff. Like in the movie, she's only had like telekinesis, and like she really hasn't had. She didn't really. They haven't really showed off her true power in the movies. So now they're kind of showing like. That she has her powers are stronger than just like moving shit around and flying around. She has like her powers are fucking crazy. So they're definitely exploring that stuff. Exploring that stuff. All right, so let's I guess go through the episode real quick. The first one. So it starts off. It's almost like a I Love Lucy kind of Dick Van Dyke show, like really early, like a mid-50s sitcom vibe to it. Yeah, it's definitely, and then the second episode kind of transitions to Bewitched. I Dream. I did like the opening credits of the second episode, like the little.
That was like Bewitched, right?
Yeah, I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched, kind of like a cartoon opening credits, like the goofy little song and like showing like it was kind of more I Dream of Jeannie, I would think. So what do you think of the first episode? Like the overall, like it's not really like too much to talk about. It's just kind of like a standard. Sitcom and like the sitcom tropes from back in the day, like my husband's boss is coming over. I got to make dinner. Everything's going wrong. Like it's just one of those standard sitcom tropes. But what'd you think of the first episode?
Yeah, I thought it was just lackluster. Like you said, like I said earlier, I don't really want to see these two just making parodies, kind of like old shows. It just didn't do much for me. I wanted more like Easter eggs and like stuff sprinkled in there. I know they had a couple, but more like
very few.
They should have been more hinting. They shouldn't have waited till the end of the episode to have the the real world somebody listening in on the conversation or whatever they had. So I just should have had like flashes in between the real world and this world. But I mean overall, yeah, I thought it was, if I'm grading it, I'd probably give it like a 5 out of 10, honestly. But
yeah,
I'm tuned in because I'm looking forward to what the potential is. I'm just hoping I'm not gonna be let down fucking when episode 9.
Yeah, when it's all said and done. Yeah, I think it's hopefully this is a slow burn. I think they spent way too much time in the sitcom world. Like kind of like I wish they would kind of fast forward a little bit more. Like the 2 episodes that could have been one episode. Like that could have been one 30-minute episode, and jump to the action in the third one. Because look, of all indications, it looks like a lot of reviewers have gotten this already, the third one, and they say the third one is where shit you kind of figure out what's going on. And they kind of tell you what the hell is the situation. So what do you think she's in? What do you think? What do you think? Wanda, what world do you think Wanda did she create this herself? Is she trapped? Is she because they kind of hinted that she's being held captive, but it looks like so what do you think this is?
Shit, I honestly don't fucking know. I was thinking maybe like some little like some way she's inside of inside of Vision's fucking stone, but the stone was destroyed, right?
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Did she create this reality, and did somebody create it for her to like kind of manipulate and kind of like harness her powers and stuff?
Or maybe this is a Wanda from a different multiverse. That's what I was kind of thinking.
Could be, yeah. Well, supposedly this is going to tie into Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness. So we're definitely going to see some hints of the multiverse popping back up. It's hard. Yeah, it's really not much to say about the first episode. I thought the dinner scene was. I thought it was funny, the little tropes and it was kind of funny, but it was just like, all right, kind of. I want to see what's going on. I think it spent way too much time.
Just kind of kept on waiting, right? You're waiting.
Yeah. And I was looking at the time. I was like, okay, well, all right, we've got 6 minutes left, and then the longest fucking credits for a TV show, Ryan. I was like, what? Why is?
I thought they were gonna have a little after scene, right?
I was like, stick around for the credit. Yeah, I was like, there was like 6 minutes left, and I'm like looking, and the credits start rolling. I was like, okay, there's gonna be some big reveal at the end. I was like, no reveal at all. So yeah, I was kind of underwhelmed. I was kind of underwhelmed by the first episode. Okay, I need something. Give me something to hold on to. So they did have a couple commercials on in between. They kind of mentioned
After watch, was that in the first episode?
that was the second episode. The first episode was a Stark toaster,
Yeah.
and so I guess that kind of harkened. So I guess these commercials are going to be kind of like links to their past, because Stark, of course, was kind of the whole reason they got involved in this thing. Her and her brother, because Stark, some of his weapons were used against Sokovia, and one of the weapons that blew up by them was a Stark missile. So I think that was kind of a callback to that. And then the second episode had a commercial of Strucker, of course, Baron von Strucker from was it the second movie, Age of Ultron, when they first appeared. So yeah, it had a little Hydra logo on it, and you saw the Strucker brand watch. So yeah, I guess these commercials will be kind of hints of what's going on inside her head. So she's definitely losing it. So we get to see what's her name? Catherine Kahn. What's her name? I always forget her name. Catherine Hahn. She's I think it's pretty obvious she's playing Agatha Harkness. And of course in the comics she was she had ties to the Fantastic Four. She was Franklin Richards' babysitter at one point. She has ties to Mephisto. That's what I was
thinking is Mephisto. That's the first thing.
I think Mephisto could be a good shout for sure. And so she's definitely I think there's no doubt she's playing Agatha Harkness. I think it's you take the first letters of her name, Agnes, and her first two letters and the last couple letters, it's Agnes for Agatha Harkness. I can't even say it. But I think it's definitely her. So she's definitely kind of manipulating situations, and kind of she's there. She's definitely playing up the role. And so what do you think about the people that are in this universe? So we got to see the mom from was it Debbie Jo Rupp and Fred Maryland. He's in a bunch of shit too. So what do you think of them? Are they part of this world, or did she create them? Or they are like I heard one theory was like maybe they're like doctors that came into the world and trying to help her out, and they got stuck in there. Like all the people around her are people that are like, like, because Monica Rambeau shows up. Who of course plays Photon in the comic. She was Miss what was it, Captain Marvel?
Marvel.
She was a second Captain Marvel, and then she became Photon. So she was also in Captain Marvel the movie. She was played by the little girl. Yeah, so this is her growing up. So she's obviously stuck in this world. So it looks like people have been kind of going into this world and trying to help out and getting stuck in the reality. And there's a shot in the trailer where she gets blown out of it. So it looks like there's some kind of like area where Wanda has kind of taken over. So so what do you think about all that, man? What do you think? Who do you think these people are?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's maybe like they all got sucked in there, like you said, somehow, and it's like maybe they are in one of the gems, in one of the stones.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like how did she must have reconnected the stone? Like what did somebody create that? Did she create this reality? Did she create like a reality dome where she just wants to try to recreate Vision? Let's see.
I'm confused. I'm totally confused.
Swifto, shit sucks. Bewitched, WandaVision, Truman Show. Yeah, it did kind of have a Truman Show kind of vibe for sure. And one more, Catherine Kahn, cool though. I did like it towards the end of the second. Let's jump to the second episode. I like the second episode a little bit more. I thought it had the same problems as the first one, where it kind of
it was slightly better. Yeah, it was slightly better.
Yeah, stay too long in the sitcom world. I did like it towards when she started, like, you start getting like the Pleasantville. You start seeing the color pop in. So the helicopter was in the bush. So you got to kind of see like realities being warped and manipulated. And at one point, the girl cuts her hand. You can see the blood is red. And so that's when I started liking it a little bit more, because when the shit started breaking down around them, and like shit started happening, that's when I started like, this is what I want more of. I want more of like reality crumbling around and see some more weird shit going on. So we get I thought it was a fine episode, but I thought we stay too long in the sitcom trope era. I kind of wanted to see what's going on next. So what'd you think of the second episode?
It was like I said, it was slightly better. Still a little slow for me, a little bit too much of the sitcom shit. But overall, it was better than the first. It was better
Yeah,
than the first. And
yeah,
you started to see a couple things. You see the Hydra Watch, so that lets you know they might be having something to do with the shit. Um, and then what else did you see? Oh, and then the Agnes said some weird shit about the devil, right? So
yeah,
that led me to believe maybe yeah we are gonna get some kind of Mephisto type shit,
yeah,
Mephisto kind of influence here. It would make sense. Why not bring him in?
yeah.
He's like a celestial being kind of thing.
And it ties into the comic too, because Mephisto's always been trying to like
Mess with the Scarlet Witch, right?
manipulate her, manipulate with Scarlet. Yeah, and I think he was only kind of manipulated her into like having the kids, and so yeah. So towards the end of the episode, we kind of it kind of transitions to like the kind of the '70s kind of '70s sitcom feel, like the Brady Bunch kind of. That feel transition. I thought that scene was great. Actually, the transition from black and white to color. I thought that
That
was
was, it was shot well.
really nice, really nicely shot scene. I thought that was cool. And then she kind of basically they during the little meeting they had with the little community meeting with the ladies, they kept on saying they kind of started for the children, and then during the performance it was for the children, she's being manipulated to create children. So I
Yeah,
think that
I think it's
definitely
Mephisto.
has to be her him trying to make her create life. And so that what he wants to do with those kids, that's one thing. But in the comic, of course, Wiccan and Speed are the kids. She kind of basically, since Vision's a robot and you can't really have kids, she pretty much uses her powers to manipulate, the world, the reality, and create two children. And so it's a pretty dark storyline in the comic. It's pretty kind of fucked up in some ways, but she creates these kids and they become reality. And it's gonna definitely some questions about life and stuff are definitely be coming on. So this could be the start of like the mutants being revealed too, because they're obviously they have powers. They're mutants in the comic. So definitely no hints of mutants anything on the episode yet. I was hoping for some mutant hints of some kind of like but I think we're gonna get some of that towards the end for sure. So what do you think of her being pregnant and the kids?
Yeah, I was wondering too, like, yeah, where they just popped up out of nowhere. It was kind of weird. But you know, that she has those kind of powers in the comics, so it makes sense. Um, and immediately, yeah, like you said, with the for the children type chant going on,
Yeah, that was
you knew
very
that it's like something sinister behind this shit.
maybe Mr. Sinister or Mojo.
Nah, I highly doubt it. I
No, I
don't
don't
think
think
there's any place for sinister and yet.
no. Mojo is kind of a good shout too, because Mojo has his little reality TV world thing, and that's actually not a bad theory. But I don't think they're going to bring Mojo in. I think it's way too soon for a Mojo.
I think Mephisto makes more sense because of Doctor Strange will probably beefing with him, and they're supposed to tie into the multiverse of madness. So I think that makes the most sense to me. And like you said, Agatha Harkness has ties to Mephisto. She's in it, so
Yeah,
I mean, it only strengthens the point that it's probably Mephisto.
yeah, for sure. And then Swifto with a Robosperm. Yeah, thanks, thanks Swifto. Next time, just come on the episode. All right. Yeah. Jeez. Can't trust him to actually show up. All right. So yeah, I thought that was a cool. Yeah, I thought it was a good end of the episode. But again, are they going to play those long ass credits after every episode? Like, what? I don't know the
I
point of that.
guess so. I would think they would have at least one or two after credit scenes sprinkled in. I mean, I think
Yeah, that's what I was. I hoping. I was like, all right, well, there's got to be something at the end. Like, I understand like the long ass credits at the end of the. It's like a fucking 2-3 minute fucking credit sequence at the end of the episode. I don't understand why you need to put that in there, unless there's like some meaning to it. Like I don't know. It's definitely like there's definitely It's just weird. Like no after credits, no none, just a long fucking credit scene after both episodes. So that was kind of weird. So yeah, towards the end, you see some reality changing around. You saw the beekeeper.
yeah. What the fuck was that? That's what I was gonna ask you.
So my theory, it had a sword logo on the back of them, but my theory, like famously, AIM soldiers they kind of have the beekeeper like look to him. That's kind of a joke, running joke in the Marvel universe that these are the AIM soldiers, and Modoc is part of them. He's like their leader. So once I saw the beekeeper outfit, I was like, is this AIM? Is this AIM trying to like break in, or like AIM having some kind of influence? And of course AIM has some ties to Hydra also. So when I saw the beekeeper, I thought of the AIM soldier. So I don't know if that's going to be something, but that was my first thought when I saw the beekeeper.
Yeah, and it was weird. She's just like no, and then it like changed the reality. So that was kind of weird too.
Yeah, so they're trying to break in. They at the end of the first episode that you kind of saw like somebody watching, taking notes. There's a TV screen showing this actual show, and somebody taking notes. So they get to they have a they can view this world, but they can't. It's kind of hard to penetrate it. So, yeah, it's a weird setup, man. But yeah, I hope they don't have this where it's like, okay, we're gonna do a whole sitcom episode for like fucking 25 minutes and then like 2 minutes of some reality thing. I hope
every episode, right?
Yeah, I hope they don't go that route. I hope they kind of speed it up, and like I wouldn't mind like, hey, if you start off 10 minutes with a sitcom in the sitcom world, then kind of like let me know what's going on outside. I want to see, because there's been so many people cast for this. Like Evan Peters has been cast. He was Quicksilver in the X-Men universe, so I think it's pretty obvious he's going to be in there at some point. Has like maybe a version of Quicksilver from an alternate universe. We got Kat Dennings showing up, her character from Thor. She's going to be in there. Yeah, excited about that. Randall Park, I thought he was actually one of the best parts of Ant-Man 2. He played the agent, was it Agent Wu in that?
Yeah, he's funny in there.
Yeah, he should be showing up. So yeah, it's there's definitely more. I want to see that side of things, what's going on, how they're, so hopefully next couple episodes we get to see that more.
If they keep it like this, then it's a big gamble. You're gonna have to have a huge payoff at the end.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be hit or miss. If they fuck up on that slightly, it's gonna be the whole show is a fail. I think
it might be the biggest miss in Marvel, man. MCU. Yeah, it's very divided right now. I'm looking at some of the some of the reviews and comments. A lot of mixed. It's a mixed bag for sure, man. But a lot of the reviewers have seen the third episode, love it, saying that that's where it really picks up. So hopefully that this third episode, next week might be the last episode of WandaVisionaries. We'll see. if it sucks, it's like, we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah, I let the kids stay up late and watch it, and they were just like, "What the fuck? Like, what the hell?" My wife was like, "This is weird. This is the weirdest show I've ever seen."
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah. I mean, it's definitely different. I'll give them that, but
I don't mind weird. I don't mind weird at all. But like, give me some kind of give me something else. Like I don't mind like doing the sitcom trope. And they said it in the in the trailers. Like, you kind of knew this was going to be part of the show. I didn't know it was going to be like the whole goddamn show. I didn't know it was going to be like the whole the whole episode. It's definitely it's a mixed bag for sure, man. I'm not jumping off just yet, but I'm definitely going to watch all of them. And I think they're building to something really good. So hopefully they do that.
We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, Marvel's been pretty on point with everything. So
yeah,
I'll give them another 3 episodes. But I kind of feel like this is the format, and this is what we're gonna get.
Like every
we
episode
just make it bigger. Like we may get bigger reveals into the world that's actually going on, but I don't think we're gonna get that much time wise. Like you said, 5 minutes. Towards the end of the episode, 2 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, I want to see him get to the weird shit quicker. I don't want to see like a 20-minute of a sitcom trope episode, then give me 5 minutes.
I think that's what we're gonna get. I think that's
so?
what we're gonna get. Yeah.
I think you see like the previews for like the upcoming episodes. So we got the 70s tropes. We're gonna have the 80s tropes, 90s
Halloween episode,
90s. So there's about four decades of sitcoms they're gonna kind of cover. So. I'm hoping this is just. I think it's going to be a little different next episode. I think they're going to get to this shit a little quicker. We're going to see some more shit, hopefully. But if it's like this every episode where you get 20 minutes of fucking old sitcom tropes and sitcoms, and then you jump in, give a couple of sprinkles of what's going on, it's going to kind of turn me off, man. I want to see more. I want to see some more trippy shit, man.
Oh, I had a question for you. So I think it was the end of the first episode. You see him on the screen, right? What was the logo on that dude's journal that was writing this shit down? Was that a certain logo or something?
It might have been the sword logo, because they had the sword logo on on the dude beekeeper's outfit. So I'm gonna, yeah, probably a sword logo. I would assume. I have to look at it again.
Yeah, I didn't really catch it. I didn't really. I mean, I seen it, but I didn't really. I don't know if it was just like if it was nothing or if it was actual symbol. It looked like a circle with like a line through it, if I'm not
Yeah, that's a
mistaken.
sword. That's a sword
Sword.
logo. Yeah, yeah, that's a sword logo. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. I'm hoping for more, man. They underwhelmed by the first episode, but and I like the second episode a little more. I'm glad they actually started doing shit. So hopefully the third episode is.
so
So
sword is like the space shield, right? Basically.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they kind of do deal with like space shit, and it looks like they're dealing with like dimension shit here too. So
So this
yeah,
is a lot of different entities we're getting. We're getting sword. We're getting Hydra. Possibly AIM. So damn, this is like some big level shit.
and then possibly Mephisto. So you're going to deal with the underworld shit. And then you're gonna have some mutants, maybe some hints of mutants and shit too. So and dealing with death, like yeah, Vision died, like so we're gonna see how she brings him back. And it's kind of interesting too. Like it starts off black and white, and at the end of the was it Infinity War? He once he gets the gem pulled out of his head, he turns gray. So I don't know
Hmm.
if that's going to tie in like why it starts off in black and white, and like her. So she kind of like slowly brings him back to life, to reality. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where they go with this, man. I'm hoping. I have hopes. I think towards the end, like I said, towards the end of the second episode, there was some cool shit going on. So hopefully, I want to see more of that, like the reality kind of crumbling down and some weird shit going on. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, man. This is definitely the most decisive Marvel thing in a while. So we'll see what happens. So what do you think, man? What do you want to see coming up?
I like to see what we were talking about. I'd like to see Mephisto. I think it opens up the whole Marvel universe, the MCU, because you can do so many things. You could probably do a show just about some of the underworld stuff. You could put that on Disney Plus. You could throw him into the Doctor Strange movies, like I said, and it just makes sense because in the comics he's such a big factor. He's that asshole always there, like pulling strings and fucking shit up from behind the scenes.
Yeah, he
So
had ties to Thanos. He has ties to Fantastic Four, ties to the X-Men. He's beefed with. He's just one of those Marvel villains that beefed with anybody. So
and you
it's
could bring them in slowly. You don't have to bring them in all at once, and it makes for better storytelling if you know you just get a glimpse of him at the end of this or something like that. Then because they said Multiverse of Madness is going to have direct ties to this. So
yeah.
if I'm betting on Mephisto being a big part of this.
Yeah, another rumor was Nightmare, the character Nightmare. Supposedly has he's going to be in
Not too
Doctor
familiar with
Strange.
him. What's his deal?
He's basically like a dream, like the Sandman, pretty much. Like he's like a dream, like the dream, like a dream, like the he kind of manipulates dreams and shit. He's almost like a Freddy Krueger. He's like the dream world master and shit. So,
I did hear something about that too.
yeah, so he can tie in. He has some big ties to the MCU, Marvel too. So we'll see if he shows up. We'll see. Who any if they do go with Mephisto, which I think it's pretty safe bet. Any casting you think? Any ideas for any?
Nobody I can think of off the top of my head, but Marvel's done a pretty goddamn good job of casting. So
Yeah,
I'll
that's one of the
details.
strong points for sure. Yeah, their casting's always been pretty on point. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. We'll see. Hopefully, hopefully they step it up for the third episode. Hopefully they give us a little more. Yeah, it's definitely a slow start, but if they build to something great, like we'll forget about these episodes and be like, oh man, that WandaVision was sick. Like it got sick towards the end. So, I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping for the best because I want to see some cool shit. So, good content. So all right. So you would give what would you give the second episode? You said 5 out of 10 for the first episode. What would you give the second episode?
I'll give that one like 6.5.
6.5. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fair. That's a fair assessment right there. Yeah. All right. So yeah. Yeah. I'll probably do the same. I'll probably give six to the first. Probably five. Actually, 5.5 to the first. Probably 6.5, 7 for the. Like the towards the end, it started getting higher. If they had more of that, it'd probably be higher.
And it was kind of funny to see Vision drunk, basically, like all
Yeah,
fucking fucked up.
yeah, it was corny sitcom shit, but I like that. Like, and she looked good in that outfit too. She she's charming as fuck. I think she's Wanda's pretty charming in that. This is definitely her best as Wanda. I think it was pretty good. She did a good job on this, and I think if it wasn't for her acting, if it was somebody else, I think this probably would fail horribly. Like it would be not even watchable. But she definitely makes it at least watchable. All right.
So her accent disappeared, right? So they were they working on that in the movies? Did they mention something about that?
She kind of slowly got rid of it. I think like of course in Age of Ultron it was a little thicker, and then like every movie kind of like slowly kind of teetered off, which is fine because some people doing accents sometimes are not, like Americans doing accents are not the best. So interesting stuff. All right. Any final words about WandaVision?
Potential. There's potential. Let's hope
it's a good word for it. Yeah, there's a lot of potential. I see potential there. It could be a fun show. Hopefully they switch it up a little bit for the next few episodes, man. But potential is a good word for it.
Yeah, Marvel hasn't missed so far, but this is the closest thing I've seen so far to a failure. But it's still really early.
They for me they've missed a couple times, but at least they were entertaining misses. Like they were, I didn't like Thor Ragnarok a lot, but it was still entertaining at some points. And Ant-Man and Wasp, the second Ant-Man movie, I was meh, but it's still entertaining at some point. So even their shit is kind of entertaining at some point. So, we'll see. Hopefully it steps up for the next few weeks. All right. Nip, you want to give me plug the Gold Dirty Bastards and all that cool stuff?
Yeah. You can check us out, Gold Dirty Bastards podcast. Mainly focused on sports, but we delve into other stuff. We delve into hip hop, a little bit of the shows. We don't do as in detail as they do here on the SF Company, but we fuck around a little bit and talk. Last episode we talked about just like streaming services, what kind of shows you can watch out there, what we're watching. So it's fun. We talk a lot of shit. We're fucking around a lot. So check us out. You can catch us on YouTube. Just search Gold Dirty Bastards with the Z. And also on IG, it's Gold Dirty Bastards with the Z as well. And then we have a Twitter. It's at Gold Bastards. And yeah, pretty much it. And then you can also find us on Anchor too. If you just search up Gold Dirty Bastards with a Z, you'll find all our content there, and you can also find it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well.
Awesome, cool.
Right and Rick on it sometimes.
Yeah, we make an appearance every once in a while when we're not fucking tired from the other show. So speaking of our show, we do a SF Company Hour every week on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Basically, we talk comics, movies, TV shows, some toys, and whatever geek stuff that is big that week. So come check us out. We also we do some unboxings, toy unboxings. Those are always fun. So if you love toys, or you want to check out some cool unboxings, check those out. We do some reviews too. Check us out every Friday for this review, probably around the same time, 11 o'clock, Wandavision, unless the next couple episodes sucks and then we cancel the show. We'll see what happens. We see what happens. If it's not if it's not. Two more. You get two more. You can get two more chances. WandaVision, but I think we're gonna have some shit to talk about next week. So I think if anything, we'll have some shit to talk about. So come check us out every Friday on this show. Subscribe to the channel, SF Comic Book Co. We have a Facebook channel, a Facebook page where we just drop news, and IG SF Comic Book Co. Come check us out, come look out for some more content, folks. And cool. See you guys next time. Peace.
Chicken grease.